She's going to cross the line as a deserving World Cup final champion.
On the banks of the River Danube lies the historic city of Budapest in Hungary, hosting the Pentathlon World Cup of 2026 and the last of the men's semi-finals. This is a city of contrast, contrasting architecture, contrasting geography, contrasting atmospheres, because there will be those who will be overjoyed and there'll be those who will be far from overjoyed at the conclusion of the semi-final stage today. 9 will go through, 9 will depart the competition on this sunny day with just patchy clouds hither and thither in Budapest. This is what is coming up over the next little while. As ever, a modern pentathlon competition starts with fencing. The action comes quick and fast. 1-minute matches. First to 5 touches or the most in 1 minute wins. It's 5 rounds of direct elimination. Then the athletes head to the obstacle component of this semi-final. They have 8 obstacles to manage to navigate. That will take them into swimming, 100 metres, so 4 lengths of a 25-metre short course pool. That's the last chance for them to really get a head start in the laser run, where the final 2 disciplines are combined. 5 laps of a 600-metre course going immediately to the range, 5 hits required to get out of the range. So that's where so much can change. Let's find out what happens as the semi-final gets underway. Ollie Hogben here, and I'm honoured to be alongside a youth Olympian and a 4-time World Championship medalist, along with many, many other accomplishments. Mariam Emer, what a standard we've seen so far today.
Oh my God, semi-final A was a whirlwind. Semi-final B promises to be the same, with a crop of elite athletes competing for those top 9 positions.
And they absolutely revere the sport in Hungary. Modern pentathlon's a big part of Hungary's sporting legacy, with 6 individual Olympic champions crowned from this nation. 4 times they've won team gold. So here are the contenders. These are the athletes we'll be focusing on. What's interesting to note is we've got some in there who are known for their explosivity in the world of obstacle. For example, I refer you to the gentleman that's second in the list, Mohamed El Ashkar. There are others who will start very strongly with fencing. There are others who are particularly skilled laser runners. Yeah, we don't really know at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know. That is the word of the day for sure. Athletes skilled in different areas. We have, of course, as you said, Mohamed El Ashkar with an exceptional OCR, and we'll be looking at his times today very closely. Another crop of athletes with laser runs that are taking us by storm every single time they're out on track. So we're excited for that one.
Here are your contenders, starting with Ivan Khamtsov of Belarus. The 28-year-old has been a European Championship finalist. He was 14th in Cairo. Now we have the man from Ukraine, Yuri Kovalchuk, 24-year-old, a graduate of the Lviv State University of Physical Culture and the 2025 individual champion of Europe. From Belarus, Vladislav Melkazurov, 22-year-old who's very secure across the board. He's been an under-19 World Championship relay medalist. Dan Vorlicek, the teenager from Czechia, one to really watch, an exciting young gentleman. We expect him to start well in fencing and obstacle. Representing Uzbekistan, we've got the young gentleman Dmitry Trechikov. He's only 24, didn't compete in Bulgaria at the World Cup. Maxim Harushev, the man from Kyiv in Ukraine. He's been the European Championship medalist, bronze medalist in 2022. Matteo Bovenzi of Italy turns 21 next week, from just south of Rome. European Championship relay silver medalist in 2025. Now representing Czechia, we have Marek Gric, He's from very near the Polish border. He's an extremely accomplished fencer. We look forward to seeing how he gets this competition started. Hungary's own Attila Marshall. Big opportunity this for the 19-year-old. First time we've seen him in World Cup competition this season. He's ready and raring to go, and he'll have the crowd with him. Łukasz Gutkowski of Warsaw in Poland, a European Championship medalist. He's also been an individual world champion in laser run. Twice a mixed relay gold medalist as well. Very decorated gentleman. Moritz Klinkert from Germany, he's only 23. He's already an athlete representative for modern pentathlon in his country. Very respected young man, youth medalist at World Championship level. Sebastian Forrest from the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Very bright young gentleman studying astrophysics at the University of Bath. Multiple under-17 world champion. Hugo Fleureau of France, Youth Olympic Games bronze medalist in 2018. He's from the northwest of Paris. And a big reaction for Csaba Boum of Hungary, the 25-year-old who didn't have an easy time of things last year. He's worked hard to enjoy his moment in Budapest, and he's going to love every second of it. The crowd will love seeing him. And here is Igor Gromadzki, Youth Olympic Games silver medalist in Buenos Aires in 2018. 3 to go. Emilien Maire from beautiful Provence in France, relay junior world champion. He's also been the under-22 individual champion of Europe. And this is the slowest hill move all day. Mohamed El Ashkar of Egypt, a gentleman who is pretty hard to keep the pace with. You'll see why. If it's the first time you've watched him, don't go anywhere when he's doing the obstacle course. And a big opportunity for Marvin Dog to get things started with some style in the fencing. He's a very fine fencer. He's also a DJ. So we have people who'll be spinning records and breaking records. This is the semi-final. Looking forward to it?
As always, I mean, direct elimination has been dramatic, to say the least, in semi-final A. We've had our top contenders out of the competition earlier on of the direct elimination.
So let's just remind you how it all works. There is a bracket. We start with 2 round of 32 matches. Then we have the winners go through to the top 16, for there are 18 overall in this semi-final. Direct elimination right the way through until we have a winner. The winner gets 250 points. They also get the psychological boost of being the top performer. We'll be following Piste A on the top of your screen, Piste B on the bottom of your screen. And it's 1 minute maximum length for these bouts. 5 hits will bring the bout to an automatic close. However, it's most hits in 1 minute that determine the win. The caveat is, watch for the athlete who has the star by their name. That athlete has got an advantage by being the best performer in the seeding round. They'll win in the event of a draw. So we start, bottom of your screen. This is Khamtsov of Belarus and Vorlicek of Czechia. And away we go.
Yeah, Khamtsov here controlling the center of the piste, making up his own tempo here. Vorlicek just over the place a little bit. Khamtsov trying to find a way in. Again, taking that low line with his French grip. Goes for it. Vorlicek is ready.
Good work there from the 18-year-old. As you said, he looked a little all over the place at the start. At the top of your screen, we've got the other round of 32 match. So this is Kowalczuk of Ukraine and Melkazirov of Belarus, and that already is 1 apiece. Vladislav Melkazirov, the very highly ranked gentleman.
Back down on piece B then. Hamsu testing the distance with an attempt of an attack here. Trying to take the high line, switching up a bit, but Vrlicek, yep, he has that one again. It is 3-0 now. This is looking good for the Czech athlete.
Yeah, he's in full control, isn't he? In contrast to the action on piece A, which is a little more marginal, just waiting for confirmation that that is indeed 3-1 to Kowalczuk. Oh, well, there we go. Just as I was saying, it was looking rather different. It's 4-1 on both. Or two. Well, Kazirov has pulled a point back. Vorlicek, can he keep it going? And he's managed to get that win. Double touch, so 5-2. Really well done, Dan Vorlicek, the 18-year-old. Good start from him. Amsov departs. And he's got a match coming up, Vorlicek, against Ilashkar in the round of 16.
Yeah, meanwhile on piece A, Kazirov makes it 4-4, ties the score. He was down 4-1, I believe, so it's that is a good comeback. 15 seconds on the clock. He has to find something special here. Parry and repost. Kowalczuk, though, posts that red light on the scoreboard. He moves into the table of 16. That was dramatic.
Well done, Kowalczuk. And how must that feel for Kazirov, because he got back, hadn't he, from 4-1 down and then just got caught at the end. And that decisive 5th point bringing the bout to an early conclusion. Now, Vorlicek remains where he is. He meets the second best performer in the seeding process, and that is the bright Egyptian Mohamed Ilashkar.
Yeah, Mohamed Ilashkar needs every point on this piece. He is an incredible OCR athlete, not quite just there with the laser run. So any point he can get here is a plus. There you have it, flash forward. Mohamed Ilashkar with 1 point up on the board.
I think that's such a great point for those of you who are new to watching modern pentathlon, that some athletes are not necessarily aspiring to win the fencing. As you said, it's for him, every single point he can get gives him a second that he can enjoy in the laser run.
Exactly, he needs that gap. And he knows his strengths and weaknesses, and it's good that he does, because he's a good fencer, he's a good OCR athlete as well.
And he produced a strong swim as well in the qualification process.
Well, yeah.
Dog is 2-0 to the good against Kowalczuk in the round of 16. Piece A, top of your screen. We'll come back to that in a moment, because Ilashkar has got an advantage here over Vorlicek.
Vorlicek going with a fence. Ilashkar, they do make contact. Not quite sure if the point was awarded. I think it's not. Yeah, there we go. 2-1 for Ilashkar, though, with 20 seconds to go. Remember, that star next to his name just needs to level the score to get past this match. Is another double touch.
Now, meanwhile, 25 seconds to go. Kowalczuk 2, Dog 2. No, forget that. Kowalczuk 3, Dog 2.
Dog is one of the highest seeded fencers. He is actually the highest seeded fencer from yesterday. Getting out at this position would not be ideal. Ilashkar needs one more to win this bout now. It's 9 seconds to go. Just one more. There you have it. Double touch done. Ilashkar is our first mover into the quarters.
Well, that is exactly the result he was hoping for. Vorlicek, who did well, does depart. Now, meanwhile, Kowalczuk is poised to spring an upset on Dog, and that will be problematic for his chances, the German's chances, because he was very strong in qualification. He was the best in the seeding round as well. What can he do? He just needs to get a point. It's a double touch by the looks of things, with not quite a second remaining.
Dog needs to level the score, though. That's all he needs to win this bout.
Nothing's been counted there. Yes, it can be done, can't it, in point 8? It's going to be a sprint. Kowalczuk's just got to essentially stay out of the way now.
I think the time's being adjusted. It might be more than 0.8.
Yes.
Could be enough time for Dog to get a point in. Kowalczyk, though, will be on the defense.
On the bottom of your screen, we've got Attila Marshall and Seb Forrest underway. We'll keep an eye on that just for a moment or two until Kowalczyk and Dog return to the piste. Two young lads here on piste B.
Yeah, Marshall versus Forrest. Marshall, good blade work from him. Forrest is taking the high line. It's a double touch. Not much to it on piste B just yet as we wait for piste A to reset the time. These are crucial milliseconds that might not seem like a lot, but it could be the reason that Dog moves forward. Let's see what goes on piste A. Here we go, 1.2 on the clock.
Back to the top of your screen, an extra 4/10 added to the clock. For Dog to go for it, and Kowalczyk was waiting, just waiting for him. Well done to the Ukrainian. And that will surely get it sewn up now. That's huge, isn't it, for Kowalczyk? And it's huge in a different sort of way for Dog.
Yeah, Dog is probably not happy with his performance. The thing is, though, the lowest he could go is 9th place because of that highest seeded position he was in from yesterday. So 9th place is quite good.
Forrest needs a single point, and just in time he gets it with 4.5 left. Forrest only needs a draw to be victorious due to the privileges of the seeding system. Perform well in the seeding round and you will get that lifeline of the tiebreak criterion. Marshall trying to go for him, Forrest is there again, and look at how he celebrates. Seb Forrest managing the end of this bout beautifully. Marshall goes for him, Forrest is there, and that is a 5-3 victory secured by Sebastian Forrest, who's been an under-17 champion of the world, and on he goes into the quarter-final stage. He'll meet Elashkar. Now, top of the screen, Łukasz Gutkowski of Poland and Moritz Klinkert of Germany.
Gutkowski, notorious for his strong laser run performance on many occasions. Klinkert, a very solid athlete himself. Big moves will be made here, but who wins this bout? It's another double touch. Levels things out at 2 apiece. Gutkowski, arguably with a bit more experience when it comes to fencing. He's been doing pentathlon for a very long time now and quite well. Gutkowski now, the blade work is so far off the center, but I think that is what he is aiming for. Body touch there, so we halt.
And while we have that brief pause, I can let you know at the bottom of your screen, we've got Marek Gric on the left, the gentleman from Czechia, who's 28, against 24-year-old Hugo Fleureau of France. Good all-arounder, Fleureau.
Yeah, Fleureau, a youth Olympic medalist and good athlete on his day. Klinkert now taking the lead, but Gutkowski, yeah, that was a outside of piece touch. So Klinkert still leads by 1 point.
And we've got a 2-0 advantage for Gric. We've got a 4-2 lead for Gutkowski. So very different kind of dynamics going on here. Fleureau, 20 seconds, it can be done, it can be done. Klinkert has done it, he's there, he's through. Fleureau has got one of those points back. So Klinkert is into the quarterfinal stage, Gutkowski is out. Let's see what Fleureau can do now with the remaining 16 seconds.
Fleureau going for a bit of an attack here again. Scrappy trying to find his blade, counter 4, but it is a touch outside of the piece. Both athletes called it. With 6 seconds to go. Fleureau needs 1 touch, just 1 touch to make a win here. It's cagey, but it is Gric. Is it Gric? Yeah, it is Gric. 3-1 for Gric now. This is tough to get back from for Fleureau. It looks like it's going to be Gric. It's going to go down to the wire. Gric again. That is Gric's match.
2 seconds left. He can put an exclamation point on it to get the fifth. Oh, there we go. He did have a go at it. And that is a great win for Grieg over Fleurot. Now, meanwhile, Bovenzi and Boom are engaged on Piste A.
Csaba Boum, one of the highlight athletes of the 2023 season before the Olympics. Just as I say that, Bovenzi snags a point in there. Bovenzi, one of the strongest swimmers out on course.
Yes, he had a 50.27 time in the swimming.
Yeah, that's not even his best time. He is insane in the pool. You'll see him later on in the competition. Boum replies, look at that blade. He's got to adjust that one. Went. That's off the charts. Boum just taking a second to adjust his blade there. But that is a good match up on Piste A. Boum, of course, has the support of the crowd.
Let's go down to Piste B for a moment, shall we? Dmitry Tretyakov of Uzbekistan and Emilien Mer of France. Two young men, 24 and 23 respectively. And Tretyakov gets the opening score in that bout. We'll come back to that in a moment. Let's go back up to A. Bovenzi and Boum.
Yeah, Boum, great use of distance to draw his opponent in. Bovenzi goes for it. It's a fent. The first one wasn't in. Not sure if the second one's going to count, though. Doesn't look like it yet. So we are still stuck on that one apiece at 11 seconds to go. Bovenzi now needs to make a move. If the score is level, Boum does get the score. I bet he does it. He gets one anyways. He is closing that argument from the get-go. 6 seconds with one up, essentially a 2-point lead now for Boum. Scrappy, no touch there with 3 seconds to go.
Tretyakov and Mer are 3-1. More on that in a moment as Bovenzi looks for an improbable snatch of the victory because he's got to get 2 points here. Boum simply needs to defend well, but hold on a moment. Hold on a moment. 1.7 left, 2 apiece. Time for a dramatic finish, everyone. Nothing dramatic about Tretyakov's performance, by the way. He's looking in full control of this. As Boum has got it with 6/10 left. Saw Bovenzi's plan and has got now the lead that will be decisive. Tretyakov, by the way, is through. 5-1. And Csaba Boum, the man who's from Zsámbék in Pest County, which is so close to this city, he goes through as well. So we are very close now to having a confirmed quarter-final lineup. We've just got one match still to come. That's in the top half of the draw. You're looking at the bottom half of the draw there. Hope you're enjoying it all so far. Don't know how you could not be. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Making an early start to your weekend, and what you can do is join us for the exciting drama of the women's final later today. More on that soon. Now we've got Piste B underway with Seb Forrest and Mohamed El Ashkar. This is a quarter-final match. We've got the last round of 16 match at the top of your screen, and that is Maxim Harushev and Igor Gromadsky.
Yes, Igor Gromadsky, a fine fencer on his day, goes for the lunge there. It's a double touch. Meanwhile, on Piste B, it is Mohamed El Ashkar who is looking to extend his lead going into the laser run, but Forrest goes for the touch and commits. 1-0 for Forrest.
Forrest is looking imposing, isn't he, today? Amazing young lad. Did so well in his secondary school examinations and now studying astrophysics. Very fine scientist.
Yeah, Mohamed El Ashkar now needs to change his strategy and plan here because it's not working, drawing in and closing up that distance too much. Forrest is looking for the blade. El Ashkar switches, goes down low, doesn't get it. Forrest with the flash forward. He is looking unbeatable today.
How clever was that from Forrest? 19 seconds to go, top of your screen, Harushev and Gromadski. Back to that in a moment because Forrest is on a lap of honour at the moment.
He's putting an end to Ashkar's direct elimination path as things stand. 5 seconds, this is going to be near impossible for Ashkar to come back from. Forrest defends well again. There you have it, that is momentum, folks.
And it is 4-3 in the match above. Forrest goes through to the semi-final stage. Harushev 4, Gromadski 3. Gromadski needs only a point to go through as the higher seed. 5 seconds. Gromadski's last chance, and it's going to be a double. Harushev celebrates. And we have the confirmation that he goes through. Maxim Harushev, the man from Kyiv. So that confirms his place in the quarter-final stage. We've already got one semi-finalist confirmed. Now we're going to find another semi-finalist as Dmitry Tretiakov, the bottom left, takes on Marek Gric.
Yeah, interesting style there and choice of blade height from Gric. He's not really reactive, waiting for Tretiakov to make his move, and you can see why. Grabs his first point there, trying to keep his points still and to get to where he needs to as accurately as possible.
Top of the screen, Kowalczuk and Klinkert in a quarter-final contest. They have just had a double touch as Gric, at the bottom of your screen, has gone 2 to the good. So this is a very good position to be in, isn't it, as the seed 2-0 up at the halfway stage.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Gric is... This is very interesting from Gric. This is not his normal fencing. He is taking it very slow. Pricked against him that in this particular touch, Tretiakov used the high line, touched the forearm of Gric, goes for another flush and gets it. He has got the tactics down now. He has read all of Gric's mistakes and all of his tactics.
Well, there I was saying it's a great position to be in, to be 2-0 up with about half the bout to go as a seed. He has just gone back into the lead, Gric, but Tretiakov, as you said, read the situation so well.
Yeah, that's the thing about 5 touches. It's not just one touch like the seeding round. It is changing up your strategies and tactics as you go. Gric now 1 point away from winning. Tretiakov needs 2 to win against Gric.
Very interesting. Gric is through. That was a good match.
Good match. He, in the middle there, it seemed like it might get out of his control, but he went back, he adjusted, he has the experience for that, years of knowledge from fencing, so managed that match pretty well.
And look at where we are with Kowalczuk and Klinkert. Half the bout gone already at 4-all. And I was going to say we're just one connection away from the bout ending with almost half of it still left, and that's exactly what's happened. So Klinkert has gone through. This is how we did it.
We have 3 semi-finalists as things stand. 1 more match to go in the quarters. We have Gric, Forrest, and Klinkert all in the semis. In fact, I think Gric and Forrest are about to fence their semi-finals down on piece B in the bottom half of your screen there.
Top of the screen, we've got the last quarter-final match taking place. Chababum, and he's taking on Maxim Harushev. So it's Harushev who's on the left. So we'll just keep an eye on Gric and Forrest at the moment. That's been going on for a little longer. Bottom of the screen, semi-final this one, just to remind you.
Gric is almost like giving Forrest his weight. He pushes it back to the back of the piece, and that is a point, automatic point. But behind the yellow line, that's not easy to do, by the way. I think Forrest just lost track of his distance there. That was a wonderfully planned, well, not touch, but like a tactical error that he has forced his opponent to do. Gric now, again with a similar style, trying to give his blade, waiting for that parry action from Forrest.
This is tough for Forrest, isn't it?
Look at that counter, 6 steps back right into the chest of Forrest. This is looking incredible from Greach. This is good fencing.
I mean, he's really controlled this from start to finish. Sebastian Forrest, the only thing that is of any comfort to him, surely, is that he only needs 2 here to go through. And 10 seconds, it can be done. Now the Hungarian, Boom, has gone into the lead in his quarterfinal to delight the Budapest faithful. It's a very interesting match, this one on Peace Day. We're ready to resume on B. Let's go back to that now. Here we go. Forrest, what can he produce? Is Greach going to spring the upset here according to the seeding? Looks as though he is. This is brilliant from Greach. Wow.
Yeah, he knew Forrest was going to be frantic, going for the attack, trying to get those 2 points. And just took his blade, parry, counter 6.
Meanwhile, Chaba Boom is about to book the last place in the semi-final stage. It was the last bout to get underway in the quarterfinals, but he's made up for lost time, Chaba Boom, with an imposing effort. And well done to Greach, who beats Forrest. And Boom is through, there we go. So he'll meet Mr. Klinkert. It's amazing, isn't it, Mariam, how at the start you have this almost wild pack of fencers trying to jostle for position, and then in literally minutes you're there at a final.
Yeah, it is quick here in modern pentathlon. It's a 90-minute format. It can get frantic, but it also gets exciting. Bit of a replay there of Boom's match. Makes it into the semifinals. And soon enough, we'll find out who the finalist is. That will be going up against our first finalist, Greach.
So this is where we find ourselves, with one finalist to be confirmed. And it is actually, just to confirm, Boom who is into that semi-final match. Taking on Klinkert.
Klinkert versus Boom. Boom again controlling the distance nicely. Klinkert is going at it from too far. Not quite sure why Boom's not responding yet. He's just playing it cool at the moment, not trying to get into an action too fast. Klinkert again goes for it, and Boom, there you have it. Forearm touch. These are really hard to do, by the way. You have to be very accurate with your point, and your opponent is moving around as well, moving their forearm and hands around, so it's very masterfully done from Boom.
Getting close to the halfway mark of the contest. Chaba Boom on the right. It is Moritz Klinkert on the left. So one apiece. 30 seconds to go. There's tension in the crowd.
There is all backing Boom out there, but Klinkert has a chance of getting past Boom at this point. It's good foot tempo, but Boom replies, a flesh. Perfect timing, perfect tempo. Waited for Klinkert to just inch his way forward and gets another touch on the scoreboard.
2-2. It's amazing the way the atmosphere is changing in the arena, because the crowd's going from explosivity to nervous silence to back again. Last 10 seconds in progress.
No touch. No touch with 6 seconds to go. Boom with time priority.
Yes, he will win in the event of a draw by being the top seed. Klinkert 2, Boom 2, 6.5 seconds remaining. Klinkert has got to make his move and make it carefully. He has! Well played.
And nervy moments now. He just needs to keep that gap going. And he does actually gets another point in that action. This is well and truly Klinkert's match now. There's no way back from this from Boom.
That was steely from Moritz Klinkert, because he didn't just take on Csaba Boom there, he beat the entire crowd.
Yeah, it is very nerve-wracking when you're in a situation like that. So much pressure, and everyone is rooting for your failure, so it's tough, but he handled that really, really well. So finals up next, Klinkert versus Griech. The winner walks away with 250 points and will be leading the way heading into OCR.
And it's 244 points for the second place athlete, but is it more the case that those 6 extra points come with the wonderful baggage of being the winner?
Yeah, I think just we talk about momentum a lot and carrying energy from one discipline to another, one obstacle to another. It's just something that's continuous, and when you're on top, you want to stay on top, and it's more of a psychological thing. So not that there's going to be much difference between first and second here on the direct elimination. I think it's just, yeah, that mental aspect of it.
One of them steps off the piste with a win. One of them steps off the piste with a loss. Griech and Klinkert, the final of the fencing section in this men's semi-final B at the Modern Pentathlon World Cup in Budapest, Hungary. Halfway through the contest, no score. So there we go. There we go, Klinkert has it.
And the opening touch as well does hold a lot of power. I mean, it's 23 seconds, so more than half the time's already gone. And now he's controlling the match, he's controlling the tempo, because Griech needs to get one pretty soon, and he does it. It's a counter 6. Again, Griech, that distance control is just, he's enticing it. When he's standing still, his opponent feels the need to do something, feels the need to move, feels the need to attack. And that's where they fall short, and Griech kind of utilizes that.
10 seconds. Who is it going to be? Who gets the 250? Klinkert is 2-1 up, and that's a big score for him, because Griech now needs 2 points in order to win the contest. Klinkert, you would think, is safe now, and he's 3-1 to the good. How impressive this is from Klinkert. 8th seed, by the way. So a big result this, and they know it's done and dusted. Respect between the two of them. Nice as Griech comes across to shake the hand of your winner. It is Moritz Klinkert, the German. He is the top fencer in semi-final B, and will feel delighted with that.
Yeah, good way to start your semi-final. Moritz Klinkert. A few moments there where we thought that he might lose some matches, but he got back to it. 250 points heading into OCR for him. Both athletes will be in the last heat in the OCR, so they have a bit more time to relax or just change into their gear. Not much time to relax there.
Let's remind you of how the whole thing played out. The fencing section won by Moritz Klinkert of Germany. Victorious over Marek Griech of Czechia, but Griech gets 244 points, just 6 shy of the total for Moritz Klinkert, who has the maximum score. Great entertainment. This is what it all means in terms of the leaderboard. Klinkert at the top, Griech in second place. Watch for Mohamed Al-Ashkar, who's 5th, to make a move up the standings in the next section of the course, the obstacle, where he really does excel. And I just remind you at this stage that it's only a place in the top 9 that matters here. So Marvin Dog is the person currently occupying that much focused on 9th place. We'll be returning a lot to that as the competition goes on, and keeping our attention on who is the placeholder for 9th, because these are all of the athletes who will be chasing, and this is why they're chasing. Let's look back at what we've just witnessed in fencing. fencing has concluded. And congratulations to the German Moritz Klinkert on his win. We now go to obstacle. The athletes will start with the steps. They'll then go to the big wheel. After the big wheel, we go to the tilting ladders. Then after that, it's the over, under, through. And by the way, this is the most time you'll spend seeing this course today, because they're going to fly past these obstacles. Draw one, the first variable element, is the flying hoops. Then we go back to the giant steps. And the second variable element that was made in the draw, that's going to be the climbing holds. Interesting, because that's where the athletes switch 90 degrees to a lateral position and a difficult hold. They then go up the finish wall and touch the buzzer, and that's the simple task that awaits them. Yes, it really is that
simple.
Easy. Yes, only joking. They'll make it look simple though, won't they?
They will. I mean, the men fly across this course like they're just walking across the hall. But yeah, we'll see a quick snap of that. We strapped a GoPro on one of the athletes. They took us along with them on the course, so we'll have a POV of how that looks like.
So interesting, isn't it, to see it from their perspective. They don't have to make contact with every single part.
Yeah.
They can be judicious, make their choice as to what they connect with. As long as they don't connect with the ground in elements like this, then they'll have to go back and start again and risk elimination for a second failure to clear the obstacle. This is where it gets really interesting, as here comes the big switch, turn around 90 degrees into the climbing holds. We've seen some issues so far with grip in some of the athletes across the course of the competition. And then up that wall, straight to the buzzer, job done, high score. Well, we have got a series of heats to bring you, and it will be most interesting to look at those heats, because we're going to start off with the all-Belarusian encounter, Kamtsov and Melkazirov.
Kamtsov, for me, is the big surprise here. He's one of the strongest fencers in modern pentathlon. Didn't do well yesterday in the ranking round, didn't do well today in elimination. And I just wonder what went wrong, because fencing is it's more of a skill-based thing more than a time-based discipline. And so we'll maybe explore later on what went wrong. But here are the rest of the athletes competing in the semi-final B.
And on the subject of time-based things, as you were referring to a moment ago with fencing, here is the ultimate time-based thing. His name is Mohamed Elashkar. Yep. He is the record setter. At times it seems like he's competing only with himself to just repeatedly break all records.
He is. I mean, he is one that consistently breaks record qualifications, semifinals, finals. So he's doing really well for himself here, and he does need those extra seconds heading into laser run. He's obviously also a good swimmer, so he'll make some time up in the pool as well.
Crowd so excited to watch this, as I'm sure you are as well. Wherever you call home, we are delighted to have your company for the semi-final stage of the Modern Pentathlon World Cup in beautiful Budapest. And we've got the women's final to come later today on an action-packed Friday. It's due to begin just after 4 o'clock local time here in Budapest.
Yeah, stage is set. Athletes almost on their way to the blocks now. Just to remind you as well, every second in OCR is 3 points. So it is not as expensive as swimming, but it is very expensive as well. I mean, if you do have to go back around and redo any of the obstacles, that's going to be an automatically around 5-6 seconds added to your time. So you just want to minimize any mistakes here. Some people may take risks. Those who are further back may opt for skipping out a few obstacles. So we'll see how each one plays with their chances.
We begin. This is the first heat. All Belarus. So we have got Vladislav Melkazirov in the foreground, and we've got his teammates In the background, Ivan Hamsov. So far it's Melkazirov, but it's still quite tight.
Yeah, still quite tight. And into that landing, giant steps into the climbing holds, the most challenging grip strength part of this course. Just sticks the landing, just about up the wall he goes. It's going to be a good time. It's 24.62. It looked very calm, but it was a quick run from him.
Well, he took the hoops beautifully as Melkazirov is there, but some distance behind. So it means that the lead is still with the latter gentleman, but not by a great distance. Melkazirov, well, he really did, particularly the hoops, he took those with wonderful technique. Now we've got Bovenzi of Italy in the foreground, Volicek of Czechia in the background. Away we go.
Look at Bovenzi. This is a spring-like action, over, under, through now, into the hoop, skips out the first one. That was a huge risk. It paid off though. Giant steps now into the climbing holds. What time can this man post? Oh, just about sticks the landing, up the wall, hits the buzzer, 23 seconds. That is the fastest time in semi-final B.
Volicek is having his struggles to get there, but he is going to get there. And he's done it in 34.354 seconds. Bovenzi took gambles. He took risks, and risk often comes with reward. Well done to him. He's in the lead now. Let's look back at this. Wow, what an attack.
Should expect that lead to increase after the swim as well. Posting a sub 50-second swim would be optimal for Bovenzi here. On to heat 3 now.
We have Łukasz Gutkowski in the foreground. Attila Marshall of Hungary is in the background, and he's going really nicely here. Listen to the crowd roar for the teenager who's making the most of this opportunity. This is very good from Marshall. Smooth, in control. Can he keep it going? No issues whatsoever. This is excellent. Well done, young man. Up you go, and up the leaderboard you will fly. 24.822. Gutkowski, and that was pretty strong as well. 29.791. So that's an interesting example of how it can look as though someone is well back, but actually, because the first person is so fast, the second is still really in contention.
Yeah, Gutkowski posted a good time in comparison to the Hungarian. Looked a little slow, but he wasn't slow by any means. Nice replay there in an angle of those giant steps which these athletes just fly through. Not even an element in the course anymore.
Let's keep it going. Heat number 4. We've got Gromadski in the foreground, Fleureau in the background. What can the Frenchman do?
Ooh, skips out but loses momentum on the second ladder. Now Gromadski as Hugo Fleureau flies through those over, under, through. Took a risk, didn't pay off in terms of time. Hugo Fleureau, giant steps now into the climbing holds. Grip strength is really, really tough right now. Going up the wall, it's gonna be a sub 25. It is a sub 25. Gromadski touching the wall as well. Up he goes. Buzzer hit 28. Yep.
Both producing some good times there. Bovenzi is still leading by a single point over Fleureau. Those tiny margins you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, Bovenzi is dangerous for the rest of the field. Look at Hugo Fleureau, delighted with that run.
Let's go to heat number 5, shall we? Keep the action coming thick and fast. It's Dog and Mer.
Both with similar styles. Over, under, and through. Now Marvin taking his time with that final wall, but look at Mer, he's flying through this. Steps into climbing holds, loses a little bit of time there, not too much though. He's gonna go up the wall now. Will it be another sub? It's 23 seconds. He pushes himself over and onto that buzzer. Marvin Dog with a 26-second run. That is marvelous.
Two impressive moments there from Mayer. One was how he handled the hoops. That's where he pulled away. And the second was that lunge for the buzzer. No intermediary time going up the wall and touching the buzzer. It was all very smooth.
Yeah, very well said. Look at that. Ooh, flies towards it.
And it matters, doesn't it?
It does.
Get that wrong and you lose a second, 2 seconds. Heat 6. Tretyakov in the foreground, Kowalczuk in the background. Good work on the ladders from Kowalczuk. That was nice. Oh, and Tretyakov's got to go back.
Well, from Tretyakov there on the landing. Kowalczuk's looking good here.
Positional reset needed on the hoops. But that was the right decision rather than try to go for something that wasn't on and risk the fall. Kowalczuk, not an enormously fast time by comparison to some that we've seen, but he's there in 26.8. Tretyakov has to be careful now, doesn't he?
Damage control for Tretyakov at the moment. This is going to be over 45 seconds for him. Just needs to hold on to the climbing holds now and stick the landing. He does. Up the wall he goes. It's going to be a time of around 49. Yep, 49.12.
But he's still in it. Had he come off a second time, that would have been really catastrophic.
Yeah. It's going to be tough to come back from 49, though. That is 20 seconds away from where his competitors are at. Times that by 3, that is 60 seconds. That's a minute he has to make up for in laser run.
He was the 13th fastest in the laser run with 10 minutes and 51 seconds in the qualifying phase.
Here's the man we want to see, Mohamed Al-Ashkar.
Here we go, Mohamed Al-Ashkar in the foreground, Harushev in the background. He may well disappear, Harushev, because here goes Al-Ashkar, the world record holder. Keeps going, effortless looking, stunning looking, spectacular performance. Can he continue? He's going to push his own record here. This man's unbelievable! 18.4. Well, for him, that's almost slow.
Yeah, didn't quite break his world record again, but 18.4 is an incredible time. Let's see how that leaves Mohamed Al-Ashkar. I think it leaves him on top of the leaderboard. It does for now.
First to break the 600-point barrier. Let's just enjoy this again, shall we?
Look at that technique. Skips out a few obstacles. This man is insane. Bam, buzzer. Got the job done.
It's us saluting you, my friend. We've still got a couple of heats to go. Here is Csaba Bum in the foreground, Seb Forrest in the background.
Forrest with a very similar technique to Al-Ashkar as well. Over, under, and through. Will he skip out the first one? Doesn't take the risk. Pays off, though, into giant steps and now climbing holds. Will he keep that momentum going? It looks like he does. It's gonna be a sub 23 maybe. It is 22. Oh, just clambered up the wall at the end there. Boom, posting a good time as well. 25 seconds, 0.8.
Forrest, as you say, he had that little moment, didn't he, of scrabbling around at the very top. Didn't cost him a great deal. This is lovely to watch. The way he tackles the hoops, majestic.
Oh, that's what we're talking about there. That opposed to just flying off the wall. That is what lost him a bit of time. Not going to be too mad about that, though. 22 seconds is an exceptionally fast time.
Well, I'm sad to tell you this is the last heat. Klinket in the foreground, Gric in the background. Klinket, we remind you, the leader after the fencing, but there's problems here.
Yeah, Klinkert getting stuck on that final ladder, but Gric is looking good here. Oh, again loses momentum. Momentum matters here, folks. That is into the giant steps now and just trying to find back his rhythm. Klinkert is actually catching up as well. Gric is going up the wall now, 28 seconds for Gric.
Yeah, really good recovery effort that as well from Klinkert. Just over 30 for him. Just over 28 for Gric. It means that Al-Ashkar is the leader. Forrest and Bum not too far behind. Yes, the great complication of these obstacles, your body weight, which is your friend when the momentum is with you and the physics are favouring you, suddenly becomes your enemy when you then start to swing backwards and have got to get from hoop to hoop. Great effort from all of these athletes. Aren't we lucky to get to watch this?
I mean, it's a pleasure to commentate on these athletes. They're making it easy for us.
There is the leader, Alashkar, to the surprise of nobody in the world after that display on obstacle. The man for whom the obstacle is no obstacle. Forrest is second, Boom is third. Now, let's just bring ourselves back down to earth and back to reality and remind you that top 9 is the goal. Dog is the athlete holding the coveted 9th place at the moment. From Bovenzi downwards, all else are chasers. But Bovenzi, we would expect to have a good outing in the next phase of the competition. And we've got some extremely fine laser runners to come as well. This is where we are now. A lot still to come. Let's look back at the best of the obstacle section. How enjoyable that was. The obstacle section is over. Sad to say, but don't worry, we've got lots more to come. Now the athletes will take a short journey of about 1 kilometre to the swimming pool. They're being assisted there now by the many staff that work on this event, and they will go into that pool for just 4 lengths. It's a short course pool of 25 metres. So ultimately, it's the last opportunity for these athletes now to impact their time ahead of the laser run and to get a head start. We will see who it is that comes out onto dry land in a position of authority. A moment of pause, a moment to calm. I love this bit after the obstacle where we can just take a moment.
Keyword here is we. They are...
not them, yeah.
They are running around trying to find their gear, trying to get themselves warmed up. It is very intense in the background here for the athletes, but it is a moment of calm for us, trying to reflect back on what just happened.
And it's made even calmer, actually, by the lovely visual sight of the still waters, just that gentle ripple. Of course, all of that changes once the athletes get into the water and get swimming those 4 lengths. And for those of you who are new to modern pentathlon, I can't stress strongly enough just how this sport has evolved in both a long and short period of time. One of the evolutions for this season is that it's gone from being a 200-metre swim to being a 100-metre swim. Mm-hmm. That may not sound like a great deal, but it's a huge change, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I think most of the athletes by this point have adapted and they've actually favored the 100 meters. It's less work when it comes to training and it's less work during the competition, less lactic acid built up. They find that it's easier to run after and they're not as stiff. So I think universally this has been a good choice for modern pentathlon. 100 meters is a full-out sprint, less lactic acid, and you already heard the script before.
Well, the athletes are getting themselves prepared now. What sort of things will be going on?
Again, the nutrition and hydration are number one, trying to get in maybe some energy gels, even just like a quick bite of anything to get their blood sugar up and ready for the sprint to come. I mean, the sprint isn't endurance. You don't need that much, but at the same time, you need that explosive power coming off the blocks, turning at the walls, and just, yeah, going full out. Yeah, hydration is the same as well. You need those electrolytes. You need to replenish your body with all the minerals and the minerals that it's lost throughout this competition so far. We've done fencing, we've done OCR, and now it's on to the swim.
Is there a danger that you can go too all out, too full on, and leave yourself with not enough in the tank?
I mean, there's always that element of worry when it comes to pushing yourself too far, but it also, you can apply that to everything. I mean, if you talk about laser run, these athletes are not going to want to be pushing themselves that hard from the first lap. There are 5 laps, so that's an endurance sport, for example. I mean, 100 meters, it's a full-out sprint, so you kind of have to. When it comes to other disciplines such as the laser run, you want to pace yourself. You're not going to go slow, obviously, but you're not going to go too full out from the get-go.
So this is who we're going to have in the first heat of the swimming. And we wish all of them the very best of fortune, all of these competitors. Because we've got in there athletes who are lower ranked. So these are the ones who are particularly chasing. And they're here and they're ready to go.
In the pool.
So we're going to have Igor Gromadski in 1, Ivan Khamtsov in 2, Łukasz Gutkowski in 3, Vladislav Melkaziorov in 4, Dan Volicek in 5, and Dmitry Tretyakov in 6.
Yeah, first of 3 heats. This is, as you said, the chasing pack. We're going to want to make up some time in the pool. And obviously, we'll be chasing those top 9 for a position in the finals.
In lane number 1, so closest to you, Igor Gromadski is going to be one to really watch here in terms of the sort of time we get. We're away. It's a good start, actually, from Gromadski in 1. Got into the water very effectively. Heat 1, semi-final B, the Pentathlon World Cup in Budapest. It's going to be lane 5, Volicek, who's touching the wall quickest there. Also 3 is looking good, Gutkowski.
Yeah, athletes going strong here. First 50 meters are done as they turn the wall now. Who turns in first? Gutkowski, 26 seconds at the 50-meter mark. That is going to be a quick time of around 55 seconds if he keeps up this pace. Now, final turn onto the wall now. Final 25 meters to go. Gutkowski is looking good. He's a strong laser runner as well. So any points in the pool here could go a long way for Gutkowski. You can see the white cap there.
This is very good from Gutkowski. He's going to win this one. Its second place will go to Volicek. And there we did manage to get a strong finish from Melkaziorov to get ahead of Gromadski. So maybe not the sort of swim Gromadski would have been hoping for there. Gutkowski, really well done.
Yeah, really good time from Gutkowski, 54. And by comparison, if you compare that to the 57 by Gromadski, that is 3 seconds equal to 15 seconds translated in the laser. That is huge. 15 seconds is a whole shooting series that one athlete doesn't get to do.
I mean, that is breathing space, isn't it, that you're giving yourself there? It's interesting because Gromadski started quite well. He looked...
maybe pushed too far at the beginning of the race. That might be it.
Very impressive, that, from Łukasz Gutkowski of Warsaw. We're moving on to heat number 2. Now, these are the individuals who are positioned in and around that 9th place. Dog is the one in 9th place. In 10th place is Matteo Bovenzi. Now then, Matteo Bovenzi is not too shabby when it comes to the swimming section of modern pentathlon. There's a great expectation here that he will say goodbye to 10th place and move up into the top group.
Yeah, you definitely expect him to shoot up the rankings. I mean, the best time posted so far was at 54. And if Matteo Bavenzi replicates his 50 seconds that he got in qualification, he's going to move up quite nicely, 20 seconds to be exact.
This is Bavenzi's now or never moment of the competition.
Yep.
He was 20th in the laser run in qualifying.
Keep your eyes on lane 4, Matteo Bavenzi.
Heat number 2, Kowalczyk in 1, Harushev in 2, Dog in 3, Bavenzi, the man we expect to win this, in 4, Fleuro in 5, Marshall in 6. Bavenzi is living up to pre-match billing. Goodness, he's very impressive here. Also strong is Kowalczyk in 1, but this is all the Bavenzi show.
Yeah, Bavenzi is more than a full body length ahead of everyone else. Look at that underwater. He really utilizes those turns. That what makes the huge difference. It's almost 35 seconds on the clock, and he only has 25 meters to go. This is going to be incredibly quick. Might be even under that 50-second mark. Let's see.
This is absolutely sensational for Matteo Bavenzi. He turns 21 next week. He's produced a time of 50.84. The young man has done his job superbly. The second touch came from Fleuro, just ahead of Kowalczyk by a matter of hundreds. But that one, frankly, was over from the moment it began.
Yeah, Bavenzi is just insane in the pool and doesn't even look like he's pushing that hard. And that goes to show that quick swimmers really look like they're just gliding in the water. It doesn't look like they're putting in that much effort because they're utilizing every bit of anything they can do to make up that time.
That is one of the greatest pieces of wisdom that can ever be said about sport. In any sport, no matter what it is, the greatest athletes are the ones who give the illusion of time.
Yeah.
They look like they've got an eternity. Roger Federer always looked like he had more time to strike the ball than anyone else. The technique, the reading of the game, in his case, the efficiency of his stroke.
Yeah, efficiency. Efficiency is the correct word. Yeah, his stroke volume, how hard he's pushing as opposed to how fast he's pushing the water.
We go into Heat 3. Here are the top 6 based on the first 2 sections of the course. Mohamed Al-Ashkar doing so well in the obstacle section, and he is, sometimes he gets overshadowed because of just how great he is with the obstacle course, but he's a very good swimmer. He's
a really, really good swimmer. Comes from a swimming background. He's done swimming professionally for most of his life, so makes sense why. Also, he's a tall fella, Mohamed Al-Ashkar, and it does give you a bit of an edge in the pool.
On the left of your screen, there he is. So we've got Al-Ashkar in 1, Forrest in 2, Boom in 3, Gric in 4, Klinkert in 5, Mer in 6. Al-Ashkar and Forrest we expect to be a very interesting matchup, and they're next to each other in 1 and 2.
Yeah, just at the forefront of your shot there. Into the water they go, and already both of them look to be taking the early lead of this. Very deceptive at the moment. We'll see as they turn to the wall, but yeah, looks like Mohamed Al-Ashkar has taken an early lead of this race.
And it's Boom, I think, who touched at second in lane number 3.
Mohamed Al-Ashkar just has these long extremities, able to hold as much water as possible. It looks like his stroke is so effortless, but it is very well thought out. Look at that. He looks like he's just going on an easy swim.
Exactly the point that we were making about Bavenzi, isn't it? This is that deception of slow motion. And it's the same when you watch him tackle the obstacle. He doesn't appear to be doing any work.
Barely touching the obstacles, yeah, you're right.
Well, this is just fantastic from Al-Ashkar. Good time, slower than Bavenzi by several seconds, but he wins his heat comfortably. Not there's anything that comes for doing that, just the psychological value. Boom second, Gric third. So that's your top 3. And Ashkar is going to find himself well positioned. We've got Forrest, who's just moved ahead of Bavenzi. Boom goes behind Bavenzi into 3rd place, and still the top man by a gap of 17 points over Seb Forrest, Mohamed Al-Ashkar.
Yeah, he should hope that that would be enough to get him into the finals again. Shooting has taken so much from a lot of the athletes. I mean, we had Maxime Marouk, a couple of athletes that did miss out on the finals because of it. Yeah, so now it's time for recovery, nutrition, getting your gear on, and getting yourself back into the arena.
A lot of hard work and a lot still to do. So the swimming has been completed, and we can tell you that it's Mohamed El Ashkar who leads by a 17-point margin over Sebastian Forrest. Matteo Bavenzi is in third position. It is still quite a compact-looking group of athletes. As we go further down the order, we see that the all-important 9th place now belongs to Hugo Fleurot of France. His own teammate Emilien Maire will start just about the same time as him. Maxim Aharoshev is the leader of the peloton. And those are all of the gentlemen from him downwards who'll be seeking to break into that top group of 9 as we go into the laser run. And certainly there will be plenty there who will fancy their chances of doing it. Can they? That's the big question. We're going to find out in due course as we go to the laser run. Swimming is over, and what a fascinating session it was. Out of the water and back to the Box Sports Centre go the athletes for the final component of this semi-final. It is, of course, the laser run. What else could it be? They start in a staggered fashion, 5 laps of 600 metres each. Straight away they go to the range. 5 hits are needed to leave the range, and that's where there's the potential for the psychology to come into play, for athletes to struggle, for the dynamic of the overall leaderboard to really change. We'll be focusing on the top 9 to get over the line, and really actually a lot of our attention will be on the middle of the pack. It's utterly enthralling, isn't it, the principle of a laser run. 2 things that, in terms of what you're asking your body to do not belong together. And that's why when you put them together, it makes for, frankly, fabulous sport, great television.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the contrast of laser running is just something that never fails to... I think it's just the fact that it's unpredictable, and the fact that it's something that you can never know the outcome of until it's over. That is the best part of it every single time, because it makes for a good show every single time.
This is what it looks like from the athlete's perspective. It's a mixture of indoors and outdoors. They come to the range, and the point of view there from the athlete, the first-person perspective, is really interesting, because we see the camera bouncing up and down, and then the stillness that's required, and then bouncing up and down again. Out they go into not hugely warm conditions compared to the first couple of days. It'll be different from qualification for them. But what does it feel like to run the outdoor course?
I mean, we have different terrains. We have the grass, we have the concrete, we have the gravel. So it's different, but I think by this point most of the courses now have been cross-country courses, and these athletes have adapted to that quite well. Different choice of shoes. Not going to opt for those spikes given the terrain. Then they head back into the arena for their next shooting series. Of course, that mat won't be there for the running portion, just for the POV purposes. And then you take that tight turn, and you can see the tape on the floor, so the athletes don't slip on the turn. That is the start-finish straight. If it is the last lap, the athletes go across the line. If more laps are required, they go past the shooting range first.
Representatives from Team Japan joining in with the dance moves. Feel free to join in at home if you will. Just move the coffee cups out of the way before you do the high kicks. It's a great setting, this arena, the Box Sports Centre. It was built in 1999 after the old Budapest Sports Hall very sadly burned down. Right by the Puskás Arena and the Pap László Arena, both named after Hungarian sporting greats. We're in the 14th district of the city of Budapest, the Zugló district, which is actually where the Hungarian monarchs used to be crowned, and we'll be crowning some bronze, silver and gold medalists later on in our coverage today at 4 o'clock, or just about after that local time. We'll get the action started in the women's final. So the athletes are here. They are now attending to a few bits of administration, and you do have to do these admin things, don't you, as a pentathlete?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's it. That is part of the job. The coaches usually do help out with that. We can see Gromadski and his coach up on the screen there, just helping him get his bib number on his shirt. That's how we will identify those athletes going into the shooting range. Gromadski will be in lane 14, meaning he starts on the line in 14th place. Needs to make up at least 5 spots to get into those top 9.
Yes, for those of you who are new to watching this sport, it's a very easy way for you to know who was where. Just look at the bib number, because the gentleman wearing bib number 1, Mohamed Al-Ashkar, the leader coming into the laser run, and unfortunately for Dmitry Tretyakov, who wears bib number 18, he is the gentleman in last position. So it does give a sense of how things are changing. He would have been hoping to have a higher bib number there. Ivan Khamtsov didn't have the sort of fencing competition that his standards have led him to in the past.
Yeah, I mean, fencing was his strong suit. Not quite worked in his favor, this competition. Maybe we'll get a word in from him later on, and we'll try to bring you why that happened, maybe in the women's final, which is happening later on in the evening, 4 p.m. Hungarian time. But yeah, I think that's the thing about pentathlon. You never always win, and you never always lose. It is having off days and good days, and that is the unpredictable nature of the sport.
Sport is unpredictable because human beings are unpredictable, because human beings are human.
Yeah, and you bring up that point a lot, and I think it's really, really important for the viewers to understand that as well, that we only see the competition. We don't give you live coverage of anything else, so you just assume that these athletes are just here for the job, but they're actually human beings, as you say, and they have things going on, and they have school, and they have life, and they have relationships and injuries and family. There's so much going on in the background that not many people see or can recognize.
Yes, just like everyone, there are bills to pay, there are cars that break down, there are uncomfortable hotel pillows, there are just the simple things, luggage that gets misplaced somewhere along the way, things you arrive and realise you forgot to pack. Being an elite athlete doesn't make you immune from those things, does it?
It doesn't. I think, if anything, you're prone to more
Yes.
things happening to you.
Correct, because your life is a life spent going all over the world, and there's more risk associated with that, of variables that can go against you.
Yeah, I mean, this is, for a lot of these athletes as well, this is their livelihood, this is their careers, this is how they make money. This is, if that is stripped away, if they get injured, it is devastating for them, because they cannot do what they love the most, and they cannot do what they're supposed to do. I mean, if you put that in context, for example, let's say a surgeon whose livelihood is in his hands. If something happens, breaks his hands, stops him working, what then? That's the same situation with athletes. It is really not a game. It's a lot for them. They put everything into training and into the season for moments like this.
And that's why we wish them all the best of luck, no matter what position they finish in, no matter whether they make it to the final or not. Semi-finalist at a World Cup competition, that is already rarefied territory. Most will never get near that.
Yeah. And equally, there are many athletes that compete in qualifications for the first time, and they have their own personal achievements that we don't get to see on air because we don't do qualifications, obviously. But it's important to mention that people have their wins where they can get them, and people are in different stages in life and in different stages of this sport. So yeah, we have young athletes that we've never heard of competing in semifinals, although they did compete before in qualifications and stuff that we've missed.
We've got people like Chaba Boom, for example, who has had his real issues with illness.
Yeah.
Had a very difficult time of things last year. Hugely difficult. He's looking in good spirits, isn't he? Łukasz Kudkowski from the historic city of Warsaw.
Yeah, he's starting in 12th place, by the way, but he's only 9 seconds off of 9th. That is, for Łukasz Kudkowski, I think that's doable, but then you've got this amazing crop of athletes who all run well. Marvin Dog is in 11th. Who else is there? Ugo Floro's in 8th, but could potentially drop down. Yuri Kowalczyk. There's so much going on across the field in this semi-final B.
The laser run is soon to take place in the Box Sports Centre. And after this, we will know the 9 who are going to join the 9 from semi-final A. And you can watch the men's final tomorrow morning. More on that in due course, as here comes a man who's helped his chances hugely at lane number 3. It is the great swimmer Matteo Bovenzi. For him, is it safe to say it's about just doing enough now, just holding on from that strong third position?
Yeah, I mean, he is in 3rd place, but let's not forget the difference isn't that much. He's starting 20 seconds off the lead. 9th is down 46 seconds off the lead, so that's 26 seconds separating him from dropping out. So it's anyone's game at this point. I cannot tell from the 18 that we have who is going to be making it through. I think 18th Tretyakov with that slip up in the OCR is going to be hard to come back from. He's 2 minutes off of the lead.
There is the gentleman who leads the whole thing, Mohamed Alashkar. He did so well in the pool, he did so well in the obstacle section, had some positive results in the fencing. Now it's just about making the whole thing hang together, because laser run is not statistically his strongest section.
Yeah, laser run could come unstuck for Mohamed Alashkar. Let's just hope he gets his shooting down, because he cannot afford any mistakes in the range. He's in a good position to stay in those top 9. Ugo Floro as well. Ugo Floro currently in 8th, and actually same points as 9th. So essentially they're starting together. So he's still in trouble. He's in that zone of, am I going to catch the people in front of me, or am I going to be caught?
It's Ugo Floro, who has been on a youth Olympic podium. He's been a mixed relay medalist at the European Championships in Hungary. He's ranked number 5 in the world. So the question is, can he be part of that group of 9, the top 9 that will make it into the final? He's a very secure athlete, exactly, across the board, an all-arounder.
Yeah, well-rounded athlete. And I think mainly these are the athletes that they really do well. We have the likes of Michelle Gouyash, who's not competing in this competition, but she is one of those examples of very well-rounded athlete. She is good at all disciplines, but also not stand out in any of them. So she's a perfect example of that, and she's an Olympic champion. So that just goes to show what it takes to become a champion.
There's so many different ways, aren't there, to build a finishing position in modern pentathlon. Different strengths, different biases. Chubba Boom, well, he'll have the entire crowd just pushing him every single step of the way and willing him to really perform here, because he has set himself up well to be in 4th place going into the laser run, and he's not bad at the laser run at all.
No, he's really good. He just hasn't had previous results from the previous year due to injury and illness, but he is one of the forefront runners of this field.
The crowd will be optimistic. They're going to see more of Chubba Boom, and that will be in the final that takes place tomorrow. Is the first visit to the range psychologically the most important, or does it really depend on the person?
I think objectively the first shoot, it's how you start your race. If you start on a good note, you'll probably have a better race. But if you also don't start on a good note, it is important to pick yourself up, try to figure out what happened quickly, and then try to improve on that and not allow it to get to you and get that negativity into your head.
And are you doing that as you're running? So you the next lap or the next phase of the course begins and your brain is doing the analysis of the shoot while you're running?
A little bit, but there's also so the targets all have apps now, so the coaches can actually see where the shots are, and they can shout to them where they need to, as they're heading back into the range, where they need to aim, what needs to change. Sometimes it's just a change of posture. Sometimes your legs need to be wide apart. Sometimes you need to adjust your hips. It's all fine-tunement to get yourself in a position where all your shots are in that black circle.
So that's where you need just a sentence or two from the coach, really well placed as you get there.
Exactly, yeah. Some athletes do that analysis on their own, but I don't think they would really think of it that much heading into the opening portion of the lap. I think maybe heading back into the range, final 30 meters, shake their arms off, really focus on the task at hand. But yeah, Lashkar, man leading the way at the moment. This is semi-final B. 9 athletes make it into the finals, and Lashkar hopes to be one of them.
We saw just over his shoulder a moment ago Seb Forrest of Great Britain, who is over his shoulder on the scoreboard as well in 2nd place. There he is, Mr. Forrest, the astrophysicist who is hoping to orbit this arena successfully and to cross the line and go into that top 9. He should be very able to do that. Impressive young athlete, Seb Forrest. There he is, just 19. Studied at the prestigious University of Bath, which has had a long-term, long-time association with modern pentathlon and a billion other sports, frankly. A great institution.
Incredible athletes, honestly, Olympic athletes, Olympic medalists, and this is where Team GB is currently training.
He went to Millfield School as well, Sebastian Forrest, which is renowned in the UK as one of the schools with the biggest sports provisions in the entire country.
His parents must be proud, let's say that. Sports, got it. Education, got it.
I think they were proud when they saw his exam results, yes. Yes, he's a total package, isn't he, young Seb Forrest. There is the gentleman who's in last position, Dmitry Tretyakov. There's no shame in being in last position in the semi-final, by the way, of a Pentathlon World Cup. Somebody has to be, that's the reality of it. And he will start, along with Ivan Khamtsov, 1 minute 30 behind that lead. Yeah, he's actually a bit further behind in reality.
Yeah, effectively, he's 2 minutes behind the lead. So at this point, you'd maybe rule him out for a finals position just because all the athletes up above are much closer to that, and I don't see one of them falling off that far.
It's the laser run, and the top performer so far as we go into the last element of this course is Mohamed El Ashkar of Egypt. 18 seconds of grace he will have over Sebastian Forrest of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and then the rest will come with not a lot separating the middle of the pack. The French at the moment safeguarding those top 9 places. Florent Mer and everyone else behind them waiting for their chance, waiting for their opportunity to pass someone by, to leave them in their wake, to move into tomorrow's grand final, to close out the World Cup season with just the World Cup final back here in Budapest remaining. So it is time. Who will cross the Danube, metaphorically? Who will make it from west to east and into the final in this beautiful city that is divided into the Buda and Pest sections? They are so contrasting. Buda, the leafy, hilly residential suburbs, Pest, the flatter, but flat only geographically, vibrant, cosmopolitan section of the city. As contrasting, every bit as contrasting as the different emotions the two groups of athletes will feel. Those that are in the top 9, those that are not. No question about who they are hoping to see there. Fans of Csaba Bom. And there he is, Csaba Bom. He is from Pest County, very near here, part of the surrounding Greater Budapest area. It's always interesting, isn't it, to watch these last bits of preparation, how they go about it, how they like to be in the lead up.
Yeah, and there's the music. That is our cue. We are about to get underway with the semi-final B laser run.
Look at Seb Forrest having his last moments of muscle memory. Little hop and a skip from Alashkar. Look at them all lined up behind. You daren't look behind you if you're Alashkar and Forrest to see who's waiting to challenge you. Mohamed Alashkar starts the whole process. The laser run begins with him. Seb Forrest will be 18 seconds behind him. A big first spell at the range coming up. This will tell us a lot about Alashkar as Forrest gets his cue to go. Alashkar's got his first shot secured. He's not got the second. He's got the second now. Third, good. Fourth, good. Fifth, 13.66 for Alashkar.
Yeah, he's away as the rest of the athletes make their way into the shooting range now, and it's gonna start to get intense between those athletes. Forrest is shooting well here. 8 seconds on the clock. 9. He's about to leave the range now. He does at 11 seconds. Bavenzi, Bum, and Gric all side by side. Bavenzi is out with 15 seconds. That's a good start. Gric 12, Bum 16. Klinkert and Kowalczyk. What about them?
Klinkert 12.41. Kowalczyk still waiting for him. Florent Maire there, by the way. Florent Maire 8th and 9th coming into this. Kowalczyk 15.5. Doug is looking good. Can he get that last shot secured? Harushev 14, Doug 11. So Maire at the moment, the athlete wearing bib number 9, is rather helpfully in 9th position. We'll see if it remains thus, because Harushev is over his shoulder. Well, to a certain extent, that's told us a lot, and to a certain extent, it's told us nothing at all, that first spell at the range, because it's very tight.
Yeah, it is. I think the positions are mainly the same. I would say the gap has closed up a bit between the athletes, though. So we're going to see that in motion as they head over the timing chips. But Marvin Dog, as well as Harushev, are gaining on Merna. This is still some way to go here in this laser run.
Marvin Dog was a good performer in the qualification process, as was Harushev in the laser run. Maire slightly less so.
Just to give you a visualization of the gap, though, Alashkar now is heading into the range. He's literally at his pistol right now. His 9th is just making their way into the arena. You can see on the top right-hand side of your screen there. Missed a couple shots. Gets his first. Gets 2 out of the 5, 3 out the 5, 4 out the 5. This is going to be a quick time, 11 seconds. That will do it for Alashkar. He is out, and Forrest is in the range.
So Seb Forrest has got 2 shots. He's got 3. And he's doing nicely here, Forrest. Can he get this last one secured? Oh my goodness me. He just cannot get the last. He still can't get the last. And it's all transformed here for Forrest. Oh my goodness, this is extraordinary. 19.24. He must have taken, what, about 10 seconds or so on the last shot alone. That's so unfortunate for Seb Forrest. Klinkert's done well there, by the way. He's out quite quickly. Bavenzi, 29 seconds. What about Mayer? Keep an eye on him, left of your screen, middle position, 9th place, 13.73. There he goes.
Yeah, look at who's catching that. Look at Melkazirov. It's 8 seconds, and now he's up in 10th. He was down in 14th.
Top 9 to go through. There he is, Mayer. And yes, bib number 15, Vladislav Melkazirov, has emerged out of nowhere.
He's just 5 seconds behind Mayer. You'll see him at the back of your shot there as he turns. There he is. Look at the athletes chasing him down. This is a very close. No telling who's going to be in those top 9 just yet. The leaders look fine for now, but Mayer is our focus.
What, one wonders, does it feel like for him, knowing that they're all lined up behind him? Dare he look over his shoulder? Not yet. Just wants to stay focused on what he needs to do. There's 3 of them now.
Yeah, Harashev actually, I think, about to overtake Melkazirov, and already did as they head back into the arena. Shooting is crucial here, folks. Alashkar in the range.
Top right of your screen, Alashkar. Now, how is he going to perform here? So, having real issues getting the first shot secured. He has it now. Will that lead to a flurry of them? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Not quite. Still not quite for Alashkar. And he's going to be close to 20 seconds there, just over 19. Interesting. What about Forrest? Boom, by the way, has moved up into a good position. Forrest, though, this is looking pretty good for him. Can he get the last shot secured, which was the problem before? That's a little better, 15 seconds. Kowalczyk, sub 9 seconds. Klinkert, just over 10 seconds. Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Bavenzi's getting into the mix of those fighting for the top 9 positions. Bavenzi's out, Griech is out, Fleurot is out. Who's getting out in 9 now? It's a 4-way battle between Mayer, Harashev, Dog, and Melkazirov, who's gotten away with Dog, and they are both in 9th. Dog now taking a little bit of a lead, but those are 9 and 10.
Just say Gramadsky, by the way, had a good spell at the range there. Now, Melkazirov with Dog in 9th place. Mayer has really dropped down. So now it's that gentleman wearing bib number 11, Marvin Dog, who occupies 9th position. But they are still lined up, aren't they, behind him? You called it from very early on, Mariam. You said there was not much between these and it was going to be a very compressed battle for 9th.
Yeah, I mean, they're all not shooting well as well. Like, it is very tense in the range, and you can feel that tension with their not so good shooting times. But Dog is in that 9th spot and being chased down by Melkazirov, Harashev, Gramadsky, Mayer, and Marshall.
Alashkar, by the way, is still in the lead. And we're looking here at Marvin Dog, the gentleman from the southwest of Germany who competes at the Olympic Games in Paris, having been a reserve at the previous edition. And he is the gentleman who also is a DJ, and it'll be music to his ears if he can get into that top 9.
Oshkar now back in the range, makes his first and second. This is better shooting, misses out on his 3rd, just needs to get back into the rhythm here. He does. 3rd shot done, 4th done, 5 done, 9 seconds. That is a good series from Al-Ashkar. He's away. Boom, Kowalczyk, Klinkert, and Forrest all in the range. Kowalczyk's away. Beautiful shooting from Kowalczyk, 9 seconds. Boom is out in 11. Klinkert in 10. Forrest is struggling in the range again. Fleurot, Bavenzi, Griech, Dog. These are your top 9 as of now. Griech is almost away. Forrest still struggling, almost a 30-second shoot. Griech is away, Dog is away, so now he's safely into those top 9. Forrest away with 30 seconds. Fleurot 17, Harashev, look at that. That is the battle for 9th right there. Things have been crazy as of now. Melkazirov in 9th, but it looks like it's going to be a Harushev who goes around the outside of him, and he does. That number 10 bib is your 9th position. This is crazy.
It's a completely different laser run from half a minute ago.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, Forrest has now been drawn into all of this.
Forrest is in trouble if he doesn't get his shooting in check. One final shooting series to go for these athletes. One final shot to make up time.
Let's just remind ourselves, Baventi is down 9. He's in 12th place. Kovalchuk is up 5 into 2nd place. Dog is up 5. He's now 6th. Forrest down 5 into 7th. Melkazirov is up into 10th position. Just keep an eye on Gromadsky as well, who's in 11th at the moment. There is 9th place. It's bib number 10. It's Maxim Harushev, the 26-year-old from Kyiv, the capital city of Ukraine, the graduate of logistics management and transport safety, hoping to safely transport himself into the final.
Harushev actually pulling away from the rest of the pack now, but it's still very, very tight as they head into the final shooting series. No one is safe. Alashkar at the range, so is Kovalchuk.
And he's done well, hasn't he, Alashkar? Really well. 2 shots done, 3 shots done, 4 shots done, 5 shots done, 6.61. See you later, says Alashkar. Kovalchuk also doing a grand job. Chababoom, can he get his last shot secured? 16.37.
And Klinkert, boom, all out. Now it's Dog out of the range, Floreau's out of the range, and it's now Forrest in the mix, but his 13 seconds is shooting not too bad. Harushev is out, Greach is out. Who is in that 9th spot? It's now Greach, who's down in 9th.
Absolutely amazing. There it is, Marek Greach, bib number 5, 9th place. And there is a bit of daylight now. He glances over, has a quick look to see. And it's Gudkovsky, Łukasz Gudkovsky, who is behind him.
They're having a little chat in the back there, Greach and Harushev, trying to see where they are in terms of the rest of the pack. They know Gudkovsky's behind, but has he got enough in the tank for a sprint finish here? He's not too far back. He's within reach.
Oh, there's going to be some tension here.
Oh, look at that. Gudkovsky is maybe gonna pull it off. He's putting everything he has into those final meters now. But do the athletes in the forefront have what it takes to get off onto the finish first?
They're all looking behind at him. They're all glancing at Łukasz Gudkovsky. And they may have just done enough, but they know, Harushev particularly, that he's got to kick hard here to stop Gudkovsky from getting over that line. What a fascinating laser run it's been.
Yeah, they're all running now. No one is safe. Gudkovsky is trying to take them down one by one. It's going to be tough to do from this position. These athletes have done what it takes to get into the final, and those are your top 9.
Harushev and Greach crossing the line, and Gudkovsky just misses out as sprinting for the line comes Vlad Melkazirov. Well, that was fascinating, and there unfortunately is Mayer, who's down 3 places from how he begun the laser run. Bavenzi coming across the line 10 places down. He gave himself such a chance with a great swim. It's Gromadsky now, and it will then be Marshall with Vorlicek next. So Kovalchuk, Alashkar, Klinkert, Bum, Forrest, Dog, Floreau, Harushev, Greach, they are your chosen 9.
What a race. Lots of switch-ups for 9th here and there, but ultimately, those are the athletes who've qualified for the finals. I mean, no one shot incredibly well, like across the board. No one's been that consistent. I think the one person would be Kovalchuk. He is the person that's been the most consistent with shooting in the semi-final. Al-Ashkar needs to work on some stuff here. He's gonna go for a medal position tomorrow, so he needs to be aware of where his shooting is. But Nonetheless, well done and good job from all these athletes, and congratulations for making the finals.
And commiserations to those who've not made it, because it was a very difficult field to get out of. Kowalczyk, by the way, up 6 places. He was 7th coming into the laser run. So when we say things that seem very simple and cliched, like it's never over until it's over, it's because it's true, isn't it?
Yeah, he could have easily got dragged into the race for 9th place, but again, it's all because of the shooting. He's 7th now first, so it's all down to the shooting. He's the only person I can name out of this field who's shot consistently today.
Well done to Marek Gric, held on, and he's into the final. The World Cup final awaits for him. And that's great, because he was 36th in Cairo and 19th in Pazarczyk. Let's look back at it. It all started so calmly, didn't it? Calm didn't last long.
Yeah, it was frantic. Just when they got out of that first shooting series, Mohamed Al-Ashkar, I think, managed to get things right at the end. There was a 6-second shoot, his final shooting series was, so managed to figure out what was wrong. And also, it's the adrenaline. By the last lap, there's no more adrenaline. You just have to work with what you've got, and I think once it's out of his system, he's shooting really well.
That's such an interesting point, actually, that almost the body solves the problem for you.
Yeah, gets rid of it on its own. Fantastic effort from Marvin Dog, by the way. He was in trouble a couple of times there, but pushed hard. He knew that it was not going to be an easy race, and yeah, ran his way to the top 9.
He did really well, didn't he? We actually forgot about him and stopped talking about him after a while, because he got himself out of trouble. For so much of that early stage of the laser run, he was our almost marked man.
Yeah, I think you don't want to get talked about in semifinals. You want to stay out of the drama, and then finals is where you want people to mention your name.
And if you can be someone like Al-Ashkar, starting in the lead and finishing almost in the lead in the semi-final, and you've had a pretty drama-free day.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it didn't start out that well, though. He got eliminated early from the direct elimination. But that's where the seeding round comes in. It's because he did well yesterday that he was able to stay on top of the leaderboard despite getting out from the, I think it was a table of 8. So he came in 5th, which is the highest possible you can go if you are out of the quarters. He's happy with that performance. He's into the finals. That's all that matters. And tomorrow, the real work starts.
Yes, that was just the fun bit. That was just the easy part. The final awaits, and that's what it means, the moment of triumph for the athletes. Huge congratulations to them on making the final. The classified results at the end of men's semi-final B, and all of the gentlemen you're looking at there have made it into tomorrow's grand final. And well done to Yuri Kowalczyk, who moved up 6 places. He will be joined by Messrs Floro, Aharoshev and Gric, who complete the top 9. And we wish the very best and say goodbye to those from 10th place downwards who gave it everything they had to try to make it into tomorrow's final. But that, unfortunately, is their race run in Budapest, for now at least. It's been wonderful having your company. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage of the men's semi-finals. The women's final gets underway in just about an hour and 3/4 time. Hope you'll be able to join us for it. From Budapest, it's goodbye, but not farewell.
So to do 3 moves once again makes it look easy.
Unbelievable talent. He's got himself into the lead. Smile.
Look at that shooting accuracy.
He's going to cross the line as a